Things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Hurley Medical Center. Want to lose weight in 2024? Call the Hurley Bariatric Center to schedule the consultation and get a $100 discount on their non-surgical medical weight loss program. Call 810-262-2330 today. Offer ends 2/14/24. Day one, done with no verdict in the Jennifer Crumley involuntary manslaughter trial. Jury scheduled to resume deliberations this morning. Crumley charged in connection with the deadly Oxford High School shootings committed by her son in November of 2K21. Nevada holding state-run Democratic and Republican primaries today. However, Nevada's Republican Party's opted to award its delegates 2 days later through state party-run caucuses instead. In Detroit, father of 6 died over the weekend after reportedly being mauled by 3 dogs. His wife saying Harold Phillips was walking home from a bus stop at the time he encountered the dogs, who have all since been euthanized and their owner fined. Meanwhile, a dog bite situation in Saginaw recently will not bring charges against the dog's owner. Last November, 2 Saginaw women were reportedly injured by a pack of pit bulls. And MLive reports the Saginaw County Prosecutor's Office can't issue criminal charges against an owner unless the dog in question's already declared a dangerous animal or the victim suffered debilitating injuries. In this case, they did not. Big Ten basketball tonight. Michigan State is in Minnesota to take on the Golden Gophers. And to cap this one off, forecasters saying that a dangerous atmospheric river event was unleashing heavy rainfall on parts of Southern California, where it's bringing a high risk of potentially deadly flooding in Los Angeles County into today. That storm has resulted in at least 3 deaths and disrupted travel across the state. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. We begin this day with overcast skies, but the sunshine is going to gradually take over this afternoon as temps rise to around 44, accompanied by light and variable winds. Clouds return for the most part tonight as the temperatures dip to around 29, and then we get a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, and a bit warmer, topping out around 48. Thursday, mostly cloudy, but still warmer, about 53. Right now, 31 in Flint. In Saginaw, also 31.
Classic Rock Authority.
103.9.
103.9.
The Fox. Today is National Chopsticks Day. No matter how hard they try to promote those things, they are never going to catch on here.
No, can you use them? Because I can't.
I can, but why? Look at making eating more difficult and consisting of smaller bites is not the American way, and it's not my way. I'm an American, damn it. I want to shovel it in. 103.9 The Fox.
Well, hey, good morning, TikTok, and good morning to all of you who have decided to follow us based on just the last few moments. Hopefully, you are going to hang with us routinely, because this is a live morning radio show that emanates from Flint, Michigan in the USA. It's 103.9 The Fox, classic rock station with Johnny Burke and Steph Barber as the hosts. We will hear from them shortly. My name is Hal. I do the news and the traffic, as you probably gathered just a moment ago. We'll be back to do some traffic for them in a bit. But we spend about an hour or so chatting during the music and the ads with you. And that's what we're doing right now, including people like Seth from Maine. What part of Maine are you living in? I lived in Maine for about a year, just outside of Portland. Chris is here from New Mexico. I've never lived there, but I've visited there several times. Meat Popsicle, nice name, and hello to you. Welcome to our little party, which is happening on a Tuesday morning, the 6th of February, exactly 6 weeks before the start of spring season here in the United States. Southern Maine, hello Heidi in Southern Maine. Well, we've got several in Maine here. Here's Derek in Illinois, good morning. Catch is here from Kentucky. Welcome to you in Kentucky. We were talking about them yesterday. Kathy Vesta's Bristol, Tennessee. John is it's in Illinois. Janet is in Port Huron, where I spent 10 years doing radio. Wolverine is here. Good morning. Firefighter in Pittsburgh. Good morning to you. Boy, we're all over the place. Greetings from Daytona Beach, Robert. Good to see you. Jaden is here from Wisconsin. Welcome to you from Wisconsin. Oh, and here's another one. DJ Sidekick, also in Wisconsin. You guys might be neighbors. You might even be next door neighbors, not know it. Have I ever been to Alaska, asks Takeshi. Yes, I have. I spent 2 days in Fairbanks back in January of 90. January of 90. I think it was light out for 4 hours that day. Live in Kentucky, but you're currently, hold on, let's see a second here, Meat Popsicle, but currently in Texas. What's the weather like in Texas right now? Hello, DJ Oshkosh. My dentist is from Oshkosh. Good to see you. Good morning from Louisiana, GACR. Bar Harbor and Sugarloaf, Maine, Seth. Okay, that's where you are. Bar Harbor and Sugarloaf. Beautiful. Madison, says Jaden. We've got several people from Wisconsin who join us from time to time. Kurt from North Windham, Maine. Hi to you. Jen in Dallas, Texas. Grand Island, Nebraska, Randy. Hello, Randy. Grand Island, Nebraska. Clear skies and 60 right now in Austin, Texas. We are 31 degrees and going to be, as you probably heard me say, in the forecast in the 40s and then in the 50s tomorrow for the next 2 days. Sweets lovers in San Diego, where I'm told it's always nothing but sunny and 75. Is that true today? We have some friends who join us on the live stream from San Diego from time to time. We have a registered nurse who's been there for a long time, who used to live in Michigan, went out to San Diego, and, gee, surprise, never came back to Michigan. Loved it in San Diego too much. Nutty Buddy is here from Virginia. Good morning, Nutty Buddy. What automation software do I use? You're talking about the station itself. I actually am in my home studio to the north of them, about 15 miles or so in Flint. One of the things I can do with the Michigan map is I can bring our high-price map on and say, we're over in this area, and I'm kind of up here a little bit. 50 in Dallas, Texas, says Jen. Good morning to Dallas, Texas, and everybody that Jen is representing today. Let's go down and see if they're going to do something besides play another song.
Classic Rock 103.9 The Fox.
It doesn't appear like they're going to.
We've got the comedy show at the FIM on Saturday, February 24th. Tickets with Norm Stalls we want to give away. With What's in Johnny's Pants next.
We're going to find out what's in Johnny's pants next. Who's going to win the Super Bowl, asks Firefighter. I don't know, but I'm going to consult with my dog, Jacko. He's a Jack Russell Terrier mix. And we're going to try for the first time this year to ask him to pick the Super Bowl winner. My late goal, I had a black lab who unfortunately passed away back in 2020. He was 3 for 3 in picking Super Bowl winners. And Jacko I've only had for 10 months. I don't know if he can do that. I have no idea what it is, but we're going to find out because I'm going to ask him to pick the Super Bowl winner later this week. You used Sam Broadcasting, okay? And the team who scores the most points, Free to Laugh Now says, and that's our San Francisco treat. Free to Laugh Now is out in San Francisco where, I don't know, the weather's not the greatest these days. Who else is there? Cindy's here. Good morning, Cindy. Good to see you as always. Soulful Sawyer said, what would I do if okay? So he said yes would go. I'm not sure what that means. Not the losers. Yes, the winner is not the losers. Where am I broadcasting from? Flint, Michigan, Bird. We are in Flint, Michigan, the home of the formerly crappy water. You've probably heard of Flint just because of that. We had that for 2 years, going back 9 years ago. Cape Harbor Cove is 2 hours south of Atlanta, Georgia. All right, welcome. So much for the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, but they're coming back. The Green Bay Packers found themselves yet another quarterback, and they're going to probably have a good year next year. 10-4, says Bird. I know that. That's not why Soulful Sawyer knows Flint. Why you're going to talk about the crime? Because the crime rate's not the best either. We have all the bad stuff talked about. We've got a lot of good stuff talked about here in Flint, too. We've got a road race, which is great. We've got an enormous car show, which is amazing. And we're going to do the winter version of that this weekend. It's called Chrome and Ice. During the summer, it's called Back to the Bricks because the downtown Flint area is brick-paved road through the main street. And so they put all these classic cars out there for an entire weekend, and it is just overrun with people when they have that. Is the water potable now? Yes, it has been for years. It's one of the best places to get water now because the EPA is always testing it, and it's always coming in fine.
A Tuesday version of the Foxhole Morning Show. And I was just watching television here, and Steph knew about this. I had no idea.
Morning, Sheila. Bringing the sunshine from Bay City, Michigan, where only 3 bridges work, and you can only cross 2 of them for free.
I did not know that.
He must have been very, very private with it because when I saw the headline on TV this morning, I was taken aback.
Right.
I didn't even know that he was sick.
Oh, okay, so you didn't know until today either, and
No.
I didn't even know. He was a big guy, like a football player style guy.
Yeah, because he was substantial.
Very substantial, but they were showing pictures of him at the Country Music Awards recently, and he was really gaunt.
Yeah, well, I think stomach cancer would would do that.
I believe he
Yes,
did
you
play.
never
I believe he played semi-pro football at one point.
Toby Keith did?
Yeah.
He might have. Yeah, he certainly was built like a football
Yeah, he
player.
was.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea he was sick. And then, of course, yesterday we were shocked to find out that King Charles
Also has cancer.
has some sort of undisclosed cancer. I've heard some speculation that it could be bladder cancer. Don't spread that as fact, because this is pure speculation by doctors who say that typically, because he was in for an exam on his enlarged prostate, which was benign, but they will typically also check the bladder in those exams. So if maybe there was something there, but it could be something completely different,
Right.
completely unrelated to that too. But after being diagnosed with it, King Charles has announced he is stepping back from his royal duties, and Prince Harry even is flying in to see him.
I saw that headline.
But he's leaving Meghan Markle at home because, I mean, poor guy's depressed enough as it is. So, well,
Well, if any good could come out of this, it would be the patching up of that relationship.
yeah, maybe
between
that. Yes.
Harry and William and Charles.
Yeah, hopefully, and of course, William now will be taxed to do most of the official
I'm
duties.
sure. Well,
in the
Kate
interim
Middleton just went through some sort of
Yes,
health crisis as well.
Again, undisclosed.
Yes.
Abdominal surgery of some sort.
Bill wants to know if I'm still doing radio in the basement. That's it. The basement studio still works. The commute is awesome.
All right, the Flint City
I do have to go
Comedy
outside to
Festival
get down here. I don't have
goes
direct
is
access from
right up
upstairs,
with
but
Ted
yes,
Ted
it's
Ted
still
Ted
a very nice
Last
commute.
for Wishes also there. Tam White from NBC Universal Breakout Comedy Fest and the creator and host of Hip Prov is also a part of this, which sounds very interesting. And Norm said he's seen it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And Norm Stolz, of course, is on his farewell tour. He is going to be retiring.
If you have not seen Norm Stolz yet, I saw him for the first time this past summer at the Montrose Pub. I laughed so hard, I had tears
I know.
streaming down my cheeks, and my stomach hurt the next day.
He is.
Which is exactly how you want to feel after you leave a comedy show.
Really. And he's amazing.
We typically don't play Toby Keith during the week. Here, this is a classic rock radio station. However, we have a Sunday night program, which just started a few months ago from 7 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, which mixes classic rock with some hardcore country stuff, because a lot of classic rock has gotten a lot of inspiration from the country music genre and vice versa. So they tend to have a natural blending of one another, and we show that for 4 hours on Sunday nights. But as far as this morning, no.
Working on that one.
I've got mine.
But it's Saturday, February 24th at 7:30 over there at the FEM. And if you want those tickets, I have something in my pants. You got to guess what it is at 810-230-9777. You can always ask 2 qualifying questions first, and then you have to give me your answer. And if you don't get it right, you can call back and keep guessing until you figure it out. But listening to the wrong answers should help you with that. And listening to the other clues
Are you going to give us a
should
few
help you.
clues
And
before?
it is black.
It's black.
It is black. And about 6.5 inches.
Is that a he said or a she said
And I
measurement?
keep it on my desk.
And you keep it on your desk.
810-230-9777 is the number to call to get you started. And all you have to do is ask some qualifying questions if you have some other ideas in your head before you ask or give us your guess. And if the guess is right, that's how you win the prize. That's a couple of tickets to Flint City Comedy Fest, Saturday, February 24th at the FIM Capitol Theater in Flint at 7:30 p.m. Who's on line 1?
This is Hunter.
All right, Hunter, go ahead. Do you have any questions first?
No, I'm gonna. It's a stapler.
It's a stapler?
Ah!
Get it right.
Because I kind of thought I knew too.
Did you really? Did I
Yeah.
make it too obvious?
Well, for me, because I know.
Black 6 inches on the back.
I didn't understand what you just said.
Black, about 6 inches,
Yeah.
and on your desk.
Yeah, and if I move the wrong way, it's going to hurt. Yeah, I didn't say that, but yeah. All right, because, I don't want to staple those. All right.
Is Michigan increasing their border patrols? There's been no reason to do that.
So he says, hey, what are you doing?
We don't really have all that solid a border patrol with Canada.
Flint City Comedy Festival starring Norm Stolz.
We get along pretty well with everybody in Canada.
Get your information off the air, brother. Hold on. It is 7:13 right now. The Foxhole.
We are building a bridge that was named after.
All right, we're going to be seeing Amber Lynn Taylor stopping by with an update on what's going on with Chrome and Ice this weekend, and of course the Back to the Bricks season.
Remember I told you about that just a couple of minutes ago, this Chrome and Ice, which is the off-season car show get-together from the Back to the Bricks that we usually do in the summer. The executive director of that whole thing is going to be in the studio with us so she can explain what that is. One of the really positive things that comes out of Flint, Michigan every year.
Capitol Theater on March 1st.
There you go, another FIM prize, so stand by for that too.
All right, and it's all brought to you by Way to Be Medical Weight Loss. Shed those unwanted pounds effectively, safely, and affordably with FDA-approved weight loss injections from Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Call 810-866-4567 or visit waytobe.com.
There are so many choices.
We are continuing to build a bridge. We already have one that connects Detroit with Windsor, Ontario in Canada, called the Ambassador Bridge. But next to it, we're getting yet another one built. It's called the Gordie Howe International Bridge. It's named after Gordie Howe, who was a very famous hockey player of yesteryear and my all-time sports hero. And I'm huge into sports, so that's big. Gordie Howe was a Canadian citizen, but he played most of his career for Detroit, the Red Wings, and a little bit of it for another American team in Hartford, and another American team in Houston in a different league. So he spent his entire career with American-based teams. So he has done so much and did so much in his years to foster international relations between the two countries, which are always good anyway, but he really kind of solidified them through hockey and his ambassadorship. So when he died, the then governor thought it would be of our state thought it'd be a great idea to name the bridge after him because it was a nice connector to the two countries, and so that's what's happened. Toughest SOB in NHL history as well as a lead player. He absolutely was, Lefty. And you know what? He taught me how to putt. The greatest moment maybe of my life. I got to meet him a number of times, interview him a bunch of times, but we were at a golf outing together one time together, a celebrity golf outing. He happened to be cruising around the course. He was a special guest at the tournament, cruised around the course, happened to come across our foursome. So he got out of the golf cart, he comes over, I'm getting ready to try to sink a 20-foot left to right putt. He stops, he says, aim for this spot over here. And just keep your eye focused on that and aim for that spot. And it should be fine. And now my knees are knocking. I mean, this is my all-time sports hero teaching me how to putt. I'd better sink this damn thing. My legs were weak. I tapped it, aimed exactly where he said to, sank the putt, dead center. It was great. Hockey family patriarch. He had a couple of hockey playing boys, and he had himself a sharp wife who basically led his career. Seems the north would be an easy crossing, wondering if you see any influx. No, nobody's talking about anything like that. We're looking at two, right now, surface street spots for potential slowdowns. Mount Morris Township, one of them, we have a crash on Pearson Road west of Linden, so be careful there. Also in Genesee Township, the 4500 block of Richfield Road, we found an accident there that was happening a few minutes ago in the cleanup stages. So far, nothing happening that is amiss on any of the freeways, but if you're spotting something, let us know at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777, and get that vehicle city traffic information all the time, anytime from classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
I am going to be at a really cool flower shop. I looked at their website yesterday, and they've got some really nice stuff. Roland Blooms is a new place over there. They actually started the business back in a couple, 3 years ago in a 1961 Ford Econoline van pickup. You ever seen one of those old front with the pushed-in front end?
No,
You used to have 3 on the tree.
Coyote wants to make it to my age and yell at people to get off my lawn. You know what? I don't care how old you think I am. I feel 33, so that is my age.
Studio that they have opened up, the Roland Bloom Studios on North Washington in Owasso.
This is one thing about our live stream here, and we're all over the map. We're on Facebook on Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays, my Instagram page on Thursdays at @HalMoss_news. Fridays we split. We're on Twitch and on Facebook. And all the time, when we're talking about birthdays and ages, we deal with how old do you feel? Not how old are you chronologically. How old do you feel? That's your true age.
Florals. Flesh. Did I say flesh?
You did.
Fresh florals. Try saying that one. Fresh florals.
Fresh florals, yeah.
Florals for delivery in Owasso and surrounding areas. And I'll be out there broadcasting live. In fact, they do I guess they do floral design classes too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to be out there at Roland Bloom Studio. which is on North Washington in downtown Owasso, with the Fox on the run on Friday from 5 till 7 live on 3.9 The Fox. Come on by and say hi.
Cleaning lady coming over, but yet you clean in advance. Hot Jim thinks she's cleaning the shower. We've had a thing on our live stream over the course of many, many months called Stories from the Shower, usually featuring Tina. You know. Coyote wants one of them 80s plastic beach chairs to sit in while he does it. I see. Yeah, those plastic beach chairs are something, weren't they? Heather's here. Good morning, Virginia. We've had a couple of other folks join us from your state this morning. How's life in Virginia for you today? That's my Marine, Heather. I don't know that I've ever thanked you for your service. If I haven't, I will. Thank you for your service, Heather. She's not an active participant of the Marine Corps anymore, but used to be. They bring back. Oh, you're part of the generation that decides to whack off syllables, right? Is that what you do? We don't want to use the word definitely. We're just going to say deaf. I know one of the latest words that I've seen that's being kind of abbreviated is the word outfit. Some people like to say they have a fit. They're putting on their fit. I'm still trying to catch up to that. See, I'm so far behind. I'm still trying to figure out how to use the word bling in a sentence without breaking into some kind of gales of laughter. Can't do it. Can't do it with a straight face. I'm sorry, I can't. This, as I said, for those who are joining, and yeah, there's a lot of you, I realize, there are a lot of you who've been pushed over here by TikTok because their new thing now is when you're scrolling mindlessly through your TikTok feed, a lot of what you're getting are live casts like what we're doing right here because TikTok just sends you there rather than seeing a lot of the pre-recorded stuff that used to be the case for the longest time. I noticed that quite a while ago on my feed. All of a sudden, I'm being routed to a lot of live streams I might not have otherwise seen. They're trying to give you an exposure to maybe a world that you would have never visited if you weren't aware of it being there. And in our case, we're on a live stream that has been doing this for almost 8 years now. We started with the old Periscope days and gravitated over to other various live stream platforms and eventually landed here on TikTok because we ended up getting finally enough followers to be able to do it. So that's why we're here, and it's TikTok Tuesdays that we do. Going to be in the 70s in Virginia by this weekend in Northern Virginia. Now, we can't say the 70s, but we're kind of pushing for the mid-50s later this week, probably Thursday, Friday. And then we're going to slide back into the 40s. But still, it's only February in Michigan. We don't get that much. 50s in February in Michigan is kind of unheard of. Tina's envious. She'd like to get that in Jersey. Okay, let's get back to the air and find out what Johnny Burke and Steph Barber are doing now after some scat singing.
Flint's Classic Rock, 103.9 The Fox, Aerosmith, Ragdoll, 722. Steven Tyler kind of looks like a ragdoll, doesn't he? He's got a lot of rags and stuff all over him.
Yeah, he does.
Scientists at the University of Wisconsin-Madison used a 3D printer. I don't even believe I'm reading this story. This is so next future generation kind of stuff. They used a 3D printer to create functioning brain tissue.
Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Man, I read stuff like that. It's like, that just it sends chills through my body.
Mine too.
Of course, it is considered a huge breakthrough for 80-year-old presidential candidates, and probably Pinconning too, but still.
Yeah, I don't think we're meant to live forever, and I don't know if I necessarily want to live to be, you know.
Yeah, do you want a computer giving you brain cells, printing you brain cells?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, just think about the people that are in the computer business to begin with, the geeks that inhabit that business. Think about Mark Zuckerberg.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to have a computer brain? This whole Tesla thing, it's not Tesla, but it's what's Elon Musk, who implanted it. Now, I get the possible good things that can come from all of this. I get all of that.
Coyote's not going to be upset if we have an early spring. Yeah, hey, Punxsutawney Phil said we will. Have faith.
Digital
like implants.
Implants.
Yeah.
and wondering where that all ends up. And then, can you hack a guy's brain? And when AI gets involved, can AI find these people that have these brain implants and kind of
Take over.
103.9 The Fox. This is in Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
Stephen, welcome, by the
I
way.
think it's a slippery slope.
Let's bring this. Yeah, it's been kind of, for some folks, it's been spring this whole winter, so it's crafter. We've had a very, very agreeable winter so far here in Michigan. We've had a couple of small, real bone-chilling cold stretches back 2-3 weeks ago. And we've had a little bit of snow, but not something that Michigan folks can't handle. And we'll probably get more because winter still got 6 weeks to go from today. 42 days left till it becomes spring. But so far, hey, it's been fine. At this point, if we get something at this point, it's still been a plus year.
Medical alert stuff was loaded on an implant. That's a lot of implants that we don't know a lot about.
You know, exactly.
And I'm not sure.
Think about how many times a year.
Thank you, Coyote.
How many times a day your computer is hacked into?
Yeah.
If you read the statistics on that, now your antivirus software is constantly fighting it. But,
Yeah.
But think of how many times a day you could be and say
Hacked?
obviously these things are going to be on the internet.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, this guy that I saw on TV also gave himself a nice set of horns. So
his
that should tell us a
credibility-
little bit about where we're headed.
His
yes.
credibility into this
Yeah.
field of scientific research kind of goes right out the window with
You
the
know
horns,
those
doesn't it?
nubbins that baby deer have?
Wednesday is a
Yes, that's
sacred
what
day,
he
you
is.
say.
Freaking
Nope,
kidding
I'm
me.
not. I'm not.
Oh, man.
So, again, it's a slippery
Not on my
slope.
board. It's Prince Spaghetti Day. Oh, you're talking about Wednesday because we don't have something up there? You know, we're only traveling around the Periscope. Well, I want to say Periscope because that really got us started, but the live stream universe 4 days a week, only because I'm trying to use only the platforms that I know most people have. There are other avenues we could go which are lesser known, but if folks don't know about it, then they can't find us. Kind of like you couldn't find us before. You didn't know we were here, a lot of you that are showing up. I know we're getting a lot. We're over 1,000, maybe 2,000 people that have seen us already, just in the 20 minutes we've been on. And a lot of you, I'm going to bet 95% of you didn't even know we do this. And we've been doing it for 8 years. That's why we're doing this kind of around the globe kind of thing. And I'm trying to find one more that we can plug into Wednesdays, where we can do a live stream on Wednesdays. We used to be on Twitter, doing live on Twitter before Elon took it over and said, if you want to chat here, you got to pay to do it and move up a level, be on the premium level, and you got to chat by paying $168 a year to belong to the premium level. And not only me, but anybody who wanted to chat with me. And I'm not going to make anybody pay to be on this live stream with us. So, but there may be, we're waiting to see, there may be an avenue for us to pursue Wednesday. On Wednesdays, I'm going to continue to investigate that and see how we do with that. We may be able to come up with something. As I said, too, the other thing I want to get done this week is I want to get my dog, Jacko, to figure out who's going to win the Super Bowl this Sunday. Do Twitch Wednesdays and Fridays, Tina says. Well, we only do Twitch now as part of a multi-stream because we've had such bad luck technically with Twitch if we only went straight through that. We have to go through a third-party app in order to make it work like it has successfully the last 3-4 weeks. Back to the air, see what they're going to do here.
The Fox, broadcasting from the Hurley Medical Center studios.
No, I guess they're going to just play music. More music. So we'll continue to investigate this and see if there's even a better way that we can come across live streaming here and make it the best for everyone. The whole thing for me is making everything that we do user-friendly. Since I fixed my phone, no problem, says Tina. One thing that I will say is that there are only 2 avenues we can go where if we show a replay of it, and a lot of people really kind of rely on the replay because it's kind of a funky time of the day in the United States anyway to be watching this. People are getting ready for work or school or just a busy day ahead, and so they don't have time to sit down and screw around with us on a live stream and chat with us. Sometimes they'll have it on and then they'll put it off to the side and listen while we're rambling on with you guys. But other than that, we just kind of, and if you don't get a chance to participate, you kind of lose a level of the experience. So there are only 2 of our live stream platforms where you can actually see on the replay what the chat was, so that you can see what the other people on the chat besides me were saying. Facebook's one of them, and Twitch is the other one. What was wrong with my phone? didn't have anything wrong with the phone. I rebooted the entire system. I mean, absolutely everything here. Took one day where nothing was happening and had a few minutes, because it takes a while to reboot this entire process. If I do it, it's about a 10-minute process. That's why I don't like to do it much, because I may miss out on a lot of stuff. That's basically it. You know that we may have been in the middle of some international intrigue recently here because of a pigeon. By the way, Jay and Joseph, welcome. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining us. Jim and Jackie, good to see both of you also. Thank you for joining our live stream. Indian police cleared a suspected Chinese spy pigeon after 8 months detention, released it into the wild. This pigeon's ordeal began back in May when it was captured near a port in Mumbai with 2 rings tied to its legs, carrying words that looked like Chinese. Police suspected it was involved in espionage and took it in. Then later sent it to Mumbai's Hospital for Animals. Eventually, it turned out this pigeon was an open water racing bird from Taiwan that had escaped and made its way to India, and everybody thought it was a Chinese spy bird. It was transferred to the Bombay Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The doctors there set it free. Hopefully it will not be recaptured and again mistaken for being the middle of international intrigue. Maybe a pigeon just made in China. Might be. See, Major's here. I think Mel Mel's joined us too. I think I saw her sneak in, which means good evening, Mel Mel. Mel Mel's in Australia. We are international here. Rodney's here. Good morning, Rodney. Johnny and Steph now for your listening pleasure.
With Foreigner on the Foxhole Morning Show, Johnny and Steph, and my friend, our friend, the world's friend, Amberlynn Taylor's in the house here. Back to the Brick season kicks off this weekend. And for her, it never ends. Chrome and Ice, Shake, Rattle, and Roll show is this weekend. February 9th.
This is talking about that car show I told you guys about just a few minutes ago.
Be there this year. What's the whole story? Give us the
Just going in. Mel's going in for a shower. Story from the shower.
Planning stages, we said we want to do something totally different than what we've done in the past.
All right.
And when you walk in, the lobby is going to be totally different. It's a true tribute to the 1950s. We have neon signs. We have garage gas.
Any good hummus up my way? I wouldn't know. I'm not a fan of hummus.
Away, just a real beautiful sight.
The classic car crowd's gotta love this.
Oh yeah, and some of these vehicles that submitted their applications to come in are just beyond belief, crazy cool.
That's right, Mel Mel. Remember, Tina is the shower queen.
Ohio, we've got people coming from far away to be a part of this amazing 3-day winter indoor car
How many
show.
cars are you expecting to get in there?
We have 130 in the show.
Not
bad for February.
Pretty freaking amazing.
Did you see the weather?
Yes, it's gonna be
Oh my
perfect.
God.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about them driving up in their cars because they probably worry about that all the time.
Listen, my very first Chrome and Ice was in 2017, and there was a blizzard.
Yeah.
And I remember we did a family trip to the event center to see the cars, and we were like white knuckling it the whole whole way to see this thing. So if I've been able to come every single year, you guys can too. It's a total family-friendly event. It's only $5 to park, which is a great deal for the event center. And then
Ever work in Ohio, asks Yef. And the answer to that is yes, I did. I worked for a year in Ohio in Marietta, if you're familiar with where that is.
You guys, so bring your kids, have them come out, talk to the drivers, learn the history about the cars, because quite frankly, a lot of these have some really cool generations.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, they do, and tons of information at Back to the
They have a Division III college there.
Okay, so enough about that for a minute. How much crap are you getting about being a San Francisco 49ers fan?
I can't wait. So this is the truth, you guys, all my Facebook followers. I got some hate, some major hate.
Did you really?
And I had to take down a post where I was like, yeah, we're going to the Super Bowl. Good job,
Thank you for the
Lions."
confetti.
And people were writing.
Now I
on
got to
their
sweep it up
stream
off the floor and we're done here. Thank you.
You need to take this off Facebook. And I'm like, you guys, I love the Lions. What a great year for the Lions. Just truly remarkable. And
Yeah.
I know they're coming back next year. And
Oh
they're
yeah,
amazing.
Hayden Hutchinson's making sure of it. He's been talking a lot about that, and they're doing some other things, moves on the team to make it so. And we've got an offensive coordinator who's coming back.
Right.
It's just going to be an amazing year.
But
for us.
listen, we're going to be gone before the Super Bowl. We're going to have our awards ceremony at 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Right.
We're going to back up and skedaddle because, by all means, I'm going to watch the
Well, you know what you
Super
can
Bowl.
do? You can talk to the AV guys at the over there at the arena and see if they would show it for you on a big 60-foot screen. And you're like,
You know what? Last year we were gone. I was at the Elks by the time the Super Bowl started. So I know it's going to be fine. And all of our car drivers, you know, they're really excited to be here this year.
yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And of course, it runs the 9th through the 11th, right? You've got the
That's
big
right.
night, the big VIP show on Friday night, right?
Oh my goodness, thank you for bringing that up. Yes, there's still just a handful of tickets left, you guys. Get online, get those tickets right now. They will be left at will call for you, but we are so excited about the VIP experience. We were just at InstaLoop last Friday,
Yeah.
and we were raising money for our Back to the Brick Scholarship Fund. It's one of the things
Morning,
I really
Donnie.
love about this organization. We raise this money for the kids in our own community.
And Hannes Warren and Hale. Hi.
Years, about $50,000.
Oh, nicely done.
Help
Yeah,
send kids to school here. It all stands for.
Share us out if you have an opportunity to do that. Love to have other folks come over who maybe just like you discovered something that they didn't know was here.
Scholarships. Get your seniors to apply for these things because you can be going into marketing and advertising, anything automotive related and anything STEM. So we want you guys to fill out those applications because we're going to be announcing the winners in May.
All right, the VIP experience party Friday night from 7 until 10 at the Dort Financial Expo Center down there, and it includes your price of admission, which you can get at backtothebricks.org. And by the way, you can get tickets for everything going, and admission tickets as well,
Yeah,
correct?
the admission tickets for general admission will be at the box office, which you can go starting at 11 o'clock today to buy your tickets. Again, $10 for adults and $7 for 12 to 17, and then under 11, of course, is free. But the VIP experience tickets only available online at backtothebricks.org. Listen, for anyone that is struggling with online usage, just give me a call. I'll help you out. I just registered 2 people yesterday. I want to make sure you get your tickets because Johnny and the Monsters takes the stage at 8 p.m. and we're going to rock that arena.
And you got photo booth and props. You got premier desserts and coffee, hot gourmet hors d'oeuvres also being served. Chinese raffle in the lobby, 50/50 drugs. It's a big fun night. Backtothebricks.org for the Chrome and Ice VIP experience tickets from 7 to 10 on Friday night.
That's right.
And Amberlynn Taylor, she's going to stick around for a little while, right?
You are like the Energizer Bunny. Do you ever get to a point where you say, oh my God, I can't do another thing. Please stop.
Actually, I thrive like this.
Yeah.
You know, when we're super busy and you've got a lot going on, I just feel like that's when all the wheels are turning in my brain and my body.
The
and I'm ready
cylinders
to
are
go.
firing, yeah.
I will tell. I told you when I got here today. I heard my daughter coming down the stairs this morning, and I'm like, "Oh, she's up way early." And then I'm like, "I slept in." It was like Home Alone. I missed my alarm this morning, so here I am.
Wearing some new
Beagle
Back to the
Buds
Bricks
likes hummus. What is there a flavor you like? A particular type of hummus you like?
because
Yeah.
she's got all the boxes in there, so I'm sure.
Yeah, for our listeners.
Garlic or spicy? I see.
Here for Chrome and Ice, we have a ton of 20th anniversary celebratory merchandise coming out, but we've got new jackets, new garage shirts, we've crossbody bags, we have it all. You guys have to come. Family-friendly event this weekend, y'all. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
You can't follow that up.
No, I'm not even going to try. You can go for it, Johnny, but
No,
I'm done over
I
here.
give up. 7:39 here. We do have Steph's Fox flashback coming up here, though, in just a moment, and that's just around the corner. And after that, we'll open the phone lines to anything you want to say about the San Francisco 49ers. It's 7:39.
The Foxhole Morning
Red
Show.
pepper.
Johnny Burke and Steph coming up.
Hunger you
I
have.
think we just covered that, so we'll just tell you.
Well, here's the
now.
thing about
Is the service
garlic.
medical weight loss
I have
weight loss
many, many times, and I mean many, many times, been in the studio. Yes, I don't always work from my home studio. I have been, over the course of decades, in radio studios everywhere. And I have many, many times run into a situation where the entire morning show crew was eating a breakfast that contained an ample amount of garlic. Every one of them in the studio. And they then close the doors to the studio and leave me in there trying to do a newscast while they breathe all of this garlic. KC will win because Beagle Buds thinks it's fixed. I don't know. You don't want to accept the fact that the Chiefs are still the best team. If you're going to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so far, the Chiefs are the best. They're the defending champions. There's nothing that you need to do to fix that to get them to win. They've got a solid team that has just gotten better as the season gone on. Lions beat them opening week, but they had a couple of key injuries then. As we've gotten toward the playoffs, this team that was built to win is winning. Now the 49ers present their most formidable challenge yet. This is going to be a great Super Bowl. But no, that's not fixed. And I know why you're saying it's fixed. It's not fixed. It's not fixed. Wrestling, that's fixed, not this. Garlic keeps away vampires, Beagle Bud says. I guess that's true. Tina agrees that KC will win. Remember, Kansas City is quarterbacked by a guy who was a top choice. San Francisco is quarterbacked by a guy who was a last choice. Granted, he's made the most remarkable career ever for a player who was the last kid chosen on the playground. And believe me, I can really identify with that, being the last kid chosen on the playground. That was Brock Purdy. That's why they called him Mr. Irrelevant. That's the name the NFL has for the last guy chosen in the draft, like he was. Yet look what had happened. The guy has ability. Who knew? Telling you. You pick them. Oh, I'm thinking you're saying them for the Super Bowl. Kansas City. Thanks again for all those who are following us. I notice we've got a few new ones, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you very much. Hope you'll be with us again. We're going over to live stream on Instagram on Thursday morning. That's HalMaas_news, and Moss is spelled M-A-A-S, in case you did not notice. And if you follow me there, you will then be notified when we go live. We're here on TikTok every Tuesday. We call it TikTok Tuesdays here. Charles is in Maryland. Good morning, Charles in Maryland. What part of Maryland are you in?
With select unlimited plans. A better plan to save. Verizon. $999.99 device payment.
All of our new followers, thank you for watching 103.9 The Fox, classic rock music in Flint, Michigan, USA. Hosted by Johnny Burke and Steph Barber. My name is Hal. I do the news and the traffic. In fact, we're going to do a traffic update in just seconds after they're done with the commercials that are on right now. We chat with you during the music and the commercials, usually for about an hour or so every weekday here in the United States, Eastern Time Zone. Thank you for following us, Amber, and hello, Billy. Thank you for joining us.
Charged for what we consider our delay. Additionally, as your case progresses, you will receive copies of the documents and correspondence generated by your.
You believe the price of tickets for the Super Bowl, as long as we're talking about that, the thousands of dollars it costs to attend the Super Bowl game? As far as I'm concerned, it's not worth it paying thousands of dollars unless you have a sight line directly to the box where Taylor Swift is going to be sitting. Yes, and that's something, Silly Donuts. Toby Keith, 62 years old. He had been battling stomach cancer. Tough news. Tough news to wake up to today.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95%?
There's a generic form of Viagra out there.
Just go to
Who knew?
hims.com/radio.
Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation.
Yeah, 7:43 a.m. Eastern time. I was talking about this yesterday on our live stream on another platform, Facebook. And I want to talk about it again in a minute here. Lowest prices for tickets still, Amber, are in the hundreds. And I mean, that's for the very last row. I might even be in the thousands up there, very last row. Hello, Maid You. Good morning to you. Where are you looking in from? Thank you for joining us. Mel Mel's back. Shower's over. Pleasant experience, I trust. Mel, it's nighttime for her. Crash free right now. A couple of earlier problems have been cleared up. I want to remind you, too, that in Fenton Township, last we heard, it's northbound Torrey Road that's still closed between Thompson and Laring Road. Remains that way. TFN. 75, 475, 6923 moving along well. 675 and US 10 can say the same. We have no reports of any problems on any of those spots. Crash free, delay free. And if you spot something that interrupts that pattern, give us a call at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777 to get that Vehicle City traffic information whenever you need it from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
The Fox Home Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
All right, they played their first ever gig at an Air Force base in New Hampshire.
Hello, Pittsburgh again.
New Year's Eve, 1977.
Angry Johnny.
And then just a year later,
The guy that we have is Johnny, and occasionally he sounds angry on the air. Fortunately, not often.
Stone and Cream magazine, and I think they were my second concert ever at Pine Knob in 1979. I was like the only kid in my high school class that went. I was like a rock star the next day at school. They were so good. Still one of my favorite bands, for sure. So let's get into it. From their 1979 album, Candio, it's The Cars with Dangerous Type now on the Fox.
Yeah. Not first rodeo, no. Mel was by herself. That was a boring shower, if I might say so myself. All clean, but by herself. That's not the way stories from the shower usually work. We've had stories in the past on our live stream. Grateful. Thank you, Angry Johnny. Thank you for taking a moment to not be angry, and I issue the compliment. I appreciate that. Again, my name is Hal, and as I was talking about on our live stream yesterday over on Facebook, that is a slowly disappearing name, Hal. Just like the job that I have, which is radio news. If you are not in a major market doing news on either a news talk or an all-news station, for the most part, news people on the radio are going away. I'm still around. But the name is also going away, the name Hal. Your husband is in Western Australia, which is the other side of the country right now, so Mel can be by herself without fear. Mr. Mel is on the other side of the country. Australia is like the United States. It takes a while to get from one end to the other. I keep forgetting that. I really kind of think that everybody's in the same time zone as Australia, and nothing could be further from the truth. But there was a list that was released just the other day by an organization called Nameberry, which says that there are a number of names that are going away. Nobody names their kid these names anymore. Hello, upstate New York. Sean is a TV newser from upstate New York. Are you a newser in the evening, or are you a newser in the morning and you're taking a moment to watch us while you're on? Princess Brit. Your new username, Princess Brit Brownies. God is Princess Brit. Your new username. It took him 5 days to drive from Queensland to Western Australia. My gosh, I don't think it takes us 5 days to drive from here to California, which is on the west coast of the United States. That's a long way. Jeez. A veteran EP doing long form now. That's quite an exciting position to be in. You're busy all the time in upstate New York. There's a lot of news being made there all the time. For sure. I mean, right now, the biggest thing that we've had that everybody knows us for is this business about the water crisis but that goes back 9 years and up until 7 years ago before anybody discovered it. So we've been kind of trying to fight that image for 7 years. The latest thing going on in our area, and you're in upstate New York, also clean and humble. Okay, we got a couple of you from upstate New York right now. And again, you might be next door neighbors, who knows? Our big thing right now is a case involving, if you're familiar with what happened in November of 21, we had a school, Oxford High School in Oxford, Michigan, which isn't far from here, had a kid, 15 years old at the time, opened fire, killed 4 students, wounded 6 others, along with a teacher, and was found guilty, is now serving life in prison without parole, which is very unusual for a minor. He was 15 at the time. He was sentenced at 17. Life, no parole. His parents are on trial for involuntary manslaughter. First case in the United States in Flint, yes. Well, this is in Flint, but this particular story that I'm talking about is in Oxford, Michigan, which is in a neighboring county, Lapeer County, and it is something that happened in November 21. And so now the parents are the first to be put on trial, perhaps having to answer for the sins of their son, for ignoring mental issues that he had leading up to that, and they bought him the gun that he used.
And before we get into the trivia question, I really do.
Am I a conservative Wolfman Jack?
For Steph's Fox Flashback this morning was for Kelly and Grand Blanc, and I love getting those texts. If there's a song you haven't heard for a while, something I...
Well, anyway, the trial involving her mom, the mom and the dad are on trial separately. The mom is on trial now, the dad will be next month, and the mom is now awaiting a jury verdict because the jury's deliberating for a second day today on that case. Involuntary manslaughter, 4 counts, 1 for each of the students killed.
To see the Tower of Power at the Film Capitol Theater on March 1st. I've not seen them, but Johnny's familiar with them, and they will be, that's just going to be a tremendous show. I will take the first correct caller at 810-230-9777. I think it's a pretty easy one. In what year were the Cars inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Oh, this should be easy. Yeah.
I would think so. If it's not easy, it's an easy Google search. So again, 810-230-9777. In what year were the Cars inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
And that number, 810-230-WRSI.
What year?
Solid Rock works out to you, 810-230-9777. First person to get it right wins, but you can keep calling here because there are some phone lines open right now at 810-230-9777.
Good morning, the Fox. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, I had an answer.
All right, let's...
You might want to give it.
Yep.
2018?
Yes. Took us a minute to get there, but yeah. So was that a Google search or was that just an easy guess?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no, was it a Google search or an easy guess?
Oh, no. Yeah, that's 2018. I figured it's right in there somewhere.
All right, perfect. Who are we talking to this morning?
Mike Buckley.
Mike Buckley, where are you calling from?
Calling from Working File.
All right, Mike. Well, thanks for hanging with the Fox this morning. And tell us, please, who just hooked you up with those tickets to see Tower of Power at the Film Capitol Theater.
103.9 to Fox.
Perfect. You hang tight. We're going to get some info off the air, all right?
There you go. They know how to say it. 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA. These names that are going away, in addition to the name Hal that I mentioned, according to Nameberry, endangered boy names. You don't ever give your kids these names anymore when you have them. Names like Bernie, Bob, Chuck, Kurt, Lorne, Mitch, Phil, Rob, Stan, Wally, and Woody. None of those names are being given to kids anymore. Now, except for Lorne, they're all shortened forms of longer names. And I can't believe they're not being given. I mean, Bernie would be Bernard, Bob is Robert, Chuck is Charles, Kurt is Curtis, Mitch is Mitchell, Phil, Philip, Rob is Robert, Stan, Stanley, Wally is generally Walter, right? Woody is Woodrow. I would think that they're all being given, but for the names itself, the names that are being used in this particular case are going away. Now, there are 4 other names, 2 men's or 2 male, 2 female names, which according to the latest the latest statistics released to this organization, Nameberry, from all of the births that happened in the United States in the year 2K22, 2 years back, most recent names that they had, there are 4 names that were given to less than 5 kids that were born. The names Carol, Carole, like Carole King, the former singer/songwriter who was so great and the Hall of Famer. Carol, nobody names their daughter Carol anymore. Hester, Barney, and Glynn. Wally short for Wallace. Walt is short for Waller. I know a Wally who is Walter. They call him Wally. So you could use either. There's another thing. Mel can see why. How many people are naming their kids Mel? Huh? There's another thing that's popped up here lately, which I've been talking about with people who like sports and love sports and try to equate the price of seeing sports to entertainment. You know how people say if the price of, say, football tickets is outrageous, baseball tickets, outrageous, crazy compared to what they used to be. And then people will say, yeah, but it costs you how much to go see a concert? How much would it cost you to see a Taylor Swift show, for example? Or name another popular artist of today, Drake or somebody like that. Costs forever. The difference is, if that particular artist can't hit the stage, you typically get a refund, right? But if you go to see a team for whom a star player plays, and that particular star, let's say LeBron James, okay? You went to a Lakers game because you wanted to see LeBron James, but because he's got a bum ankle, he doesn't play. You don't ask for your money back, do you? You can't get your money back because you went ostensibly to see the team, even though you want to see the player. It's the team that you're buying the ticket to see. We've got this situation going on. Lionel Messi, who is an internationally famous soccer player, was a no-show for his team when they played at Hong Kong Stadium. He didn't play. People that bought tickets to see specifically Lionel Messi want their money back because he didn't play. What do you do? Mel is short for Melanie, in case we weren't sure. But people don't name their kids Mel, do they?
$5 for parking, $10 for adults, $7 for kid ages 12 to 18, and anyone 11 and under, totally free. So come see the cars, over 130 cars, over 70 vendors. Like, we are so supported in this community, y'all. It's amazing.
And that's the thing we don't talk enough about. This is such a local event, and yet it is so huge. And usually you don't see local events getting this big, and this is a gargantuan.
And as far as the name Harold, that comes from Hal. Harold. Hal comes from Harold.
In the automotive end, right?
Yeah, I mean, and everybody says it's our 9th annual. You know, where'd it come from? Well, our former chairman, Steve Hobson, he went to Autorama. A situation happened, and he said, we can do this. We can have an event right here, safe in our own backyard, and here we are, our 9th year of it. And it's truly an amazing tribute to the 1950s on Friday night at VIP Experience.
Wow, there's a statement from Pedro right there.
Outfits with some pink lady shirts with my partner, Don Cooper. We've got the VIP Experience rocking and rolling, and the proceeds from that event are going to the Back to the Bricks Scholarship Fund.
103.9 The Fox, hello out there.
Hey, do you know if there's going to be food vendors or...
Yeah, there'll be food vendors and food trucks, right?
Yeah, the concession stands there at the event center. They offer a plethora of foods and drinks. We have 2 bars inside the event center, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday you can catch a beverage while you're walking around and checking out all these sweet cars.
There you go.
I love that.
All right, thanks.
All right, and yeah, just good time. Backtothebricks.org.
That's right, there's a word for you, plethora.
All these events, the VIP Experience Friday.
This radio show uses all the vocabulary that's available to us.
And by the way, after this,
We don't abbreviate things like outfit and turn it into fit. Definitely, we turn into def. We don't do that.
Sleep number bed. That's not gonna.
Yeah, no.
You need a sleep number bed. Is
I
what
am
you
going to
need.
need some sleep.
You're gonna need some sleep, and sleeping next level will change your life. And I don't know that you need any more energy, but it can
That's
be
right,
fun.
we don't do that.
If you have a sleep number bed, I know because I've been using one for 15 years. One of the
Look at that. Pedro's wife accused him of stealing her thesaurus. Not only was He's shocked. He was appalled, aghast, and dismayed. Wow. They tell us not to in television, so you do the opposite, Sean. Are the hey, Mr. EP, are the anchors difficult to work with over there? And here's the other thing. Are the anchors given some type of direction on how to dress and wear their hair? I've had discussions with people about this all the time, and particularly female news anchors in this area. They take such grief about the way they wear their hair if they ever change it. No one cares what they say. It's only how they look. I had one former female anchor, she's retired now, good friend of mine, who said she drove her nuts. Didn't even listen to what she's saying. It's all about my hairstyle change. Now they're all hating me. Kind of thing. Yeah, Sean, that's the thing. We do word of the day over here. One of the lady for us who keeps it, she's one of our regular Hal raisers. She's not with us today. Keeps track. When we have a word that's not used a lot, we make it our word of the day, which comes from this radio station that I used to work at in Marietta, Ohio. It was part of our morning programming, the word of the day. We use a different word. You grow your vocabulary, learn how to spell, pronounce, and use that word in a sentence. It's news time now, so we're going to use a lot of words. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox, brought to you by Shea Automotive. Get your vehicle ready for old man winter with a Shea Automotive service special. 10% off any major auto repair, free battery check before Jack Frost puts a deep freeze on it, and $10 off any recommended maintenance. Shea Automotive, Corona Road, Flint. Jurors in the Jennifer Crumbley case to head into a second day of deliberations today after failing to reach a verdict yesterday. Crumbley facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter connected to the Oxford High School shootings committed by her son. Crumbley and her husband are accused of ignoring warning signs about their son's mental state leading up to those shootings. Deadly crash in Flint Township yesterday under investigation. 2 vehicles slamming together when one of them reportedly crossed the center line, veered into the path of the other near Miller Road and Ballinger Highway. Victim identified as Lee Walker of Burton. Authorities in Flint probing the city's 3rd homicide of this calendar year 2K24. As MLive reports, it was a deadly shooting going down not long after midnight Saturday near Saginaw and Spencer Streets. No word of any suspect in custody yet. Britain's King Charles III diagnosed with a form of cancer. Buckingham Palace says he is undergoing treatment and is being advised by his doctors to postpone public commitments for the time being. Big Ten basketball coming up tonight. Michigan State on the road. The Spartans taking on the Golden Gophers in Minnesota. And to cap this one off, nobody won the Powerball jackpot last night, so it rises to $228 million for tomorrow night's drawing. Tonight, your Mega Millions jackpot is $358 million. And that's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox.
103.9 The Fox.
Workforce weather.
Well, the day has been starting off rather gray, but the sun is starting to break through, and that's how it's supposed to be. Overcast skies turning sunny the rest of the afternoon. Temperatures rising to around 44 today, accompanied by light and variable winds. Clouds return for the most part tonight as temperatures dip to around 29. Then we get a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, a bit warmer, topping out around 48. Thursday, mostly cloudy, but still warmer at 53. Right now, it's 28 in Flint, and in Saginaw, 31.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll.
Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think. This is going to be a real easy one today, and I'm going to ask Amberlynn first, and then I'm going to ask Stephanie. Would you risk having hiccups for life for a 50% chance at $1 billion? You would not. Amberlynn says no way. Steph,
No.
hiccups for
I
life.
hate hiccups.
Yeah,
I can't deal with them.
But you got a 50-50 shot at $1 billion.
Yeah, I know, but hiccups are just really disruptive.
Of course, what would you do with $1 billion if you were hiccuping all over
Right,
the damn place?
exactly, yeah.
pay a doctor to fix you, I guess. But, no.
But,
That's our silly people poll. The reason I asked this.
Thank you for the heart, Mel. I think I saw that pop in over my head. I'm starting to learn what these are. Every time we're on TikTok, I don't know what these people are throwing up there. Confetti and hearts. I don't know. But thanks for any of that.
Not flipping the coin guarantees you both. What do you choose? So if you don't flip the coin, you get the hiccups and the
that
$1
kind
billion.
of sounds like a no-win situation.
I don't know, man.
Who made that up?
Yeah, I don't know.
57% of people on the internet
Is
have
it
too much
Crazy
time.
Train Wednesday? What the heck?
Yeah, we're just a day early.
57% of people would flip the coin mainly for the chance to skate with $1 billion and without constant hiccups forever. And about 43% would accept the hiccups if it meant they'd be a billionaire. So, in other words, if you don't flip the coin, you get both. So you would still get the $1 billion, but you'd have hiccups for life.
No, no. I'm gonna run away. I mean, you can't eat with hiccups. You can't sleep with hiccups. You can't even really do anything fun.
Imagine trying to kiss somebody.
Well, so
Yeah.
all right. So again, there's no holding your breath. There's no scaring the hiccups away. There's no biting on a lemon.
Yeah, no,
They're
no.
normal hiccups, but they're not going anywhere.
I know, I'll just be poor, but hiccupless.
If you want to bet on it, 810, or if you want to vote on it, I should say, 810-230-9777. That's our Foxhole People Poll. Just simply, would you rather have hiccups for life or a 50-50 shot at $1 billion?
What about you?
I don't want to even get in on this. I guess, knowing me, I'd probably take the hiccups and the $1 billion.
Yeah?
Because I'm that kind of stupid.
Guess who just got back today?
Yeah. Sheila's a no thank you on that one. She's not even gonna, money's she's tight with that. We've got a pay bridge where she lives. She's got 4 bridges that she can cross to get from one side of the city to the other. 3 of them are free, but there's a pay bridge that just started to become a toll bridge. She's just out of pure principle is not crossing that bridge if you got 3 free ones. Now down to 2 because they've been working on 1. But that's just kind of the way things are up there. You guys need a smile source, and I have a 365 dogs calendar, which is guaranteed to give you one. Every day we have a different one. Every dog has its day. In this case, Walter Dog has his day. Had a rocky start to life, according to this page. Had to be rescued from Russia, and ended up in Wasilla, Alaska, and is here to come to you from Alaska. This is Walter Dog. Check that guy out. That's your smile source today. You gotta smile at that face, right? You gotta smile at that face. That's it. There, aw. See? So as all of you continue to roll in, thank you very much for coming here, even by accident, which most of you did because TikTok just routed you here. And then some of you, thankfully, stayed, followed us, because we're going to be back here again every Tuesday. Have a great day, Sean, with your talented people that you work with. And Mel Mel's having the best time. He is. Oh, yeah, the dog is having a great time. You're running around the snow in Alaska? You kidding? Yes, absolutely. He almost looks like he could be almost substitute sled dog, too. And those guys love it in Alaska. Do they not? We're going to be back on Thursday, our next live stream. That's Thursday morning on Instagram, which is at @HalMaas_news, HalMaas, HalMaas _news. Follow us there, and then that way you're notified when we go live at around 7 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're not able to do that and you're just kind of hanging here on TikTok all the time, we'll be back around again on Tuesday, because TikTok Tuesdays happen with this live stream from Flint, Michigan in the USA with a group that we call the Hal Raisers. As you know, my name is Hal, and the people who follow us on a regular basis, a lot of new ones I see are going to start because you're following, so thank you very much for that. You call them the Hal Raisers. And we're going to come back and do more of this kind of thing on Thursday morning on Instagram, or back here in TikTok land on Tuesday next week. Until then, have yourself a pleasant, peaceful, and productive day and week, and we'll see you soon here in the Hal Hole again, okay? Okay.